fingers down my spine. Girl, you look mighty fine. Won't you rub your fingers?
Girl. All right. So we are going to talk about girl code. Just like bro code, you have certain things that you just don't do. Certain things that you should just know you would never do to your girl, right?
Right. To you. We all have certain codes that you should not break.
Exactly.
And girl code is one.
Don't cross
Now,
those lines.
There are different aspects of girl code.
Yes.
There's different levels of girl code. So what we're talking about today regarding girl code is
Ever. Okay. To date the ex.
To date your girlfriend's ex. Now, whether we'll break it down a little bit,
right?
So we're going to talk about if it's an ex that you knew about that your girlfriend
Ex
dated.
from 20 years ago.
Ex from high school. Ex from college.
She was just funning with for a little while, she didn't really like him,
right? Or if she had a relationship with this person that at the time you weren't girlfriends,
right?
You didn't know. And then all of a sudden you find out that
there's
it's
so
your
many
girlfriend's ex. So we're going to talk a little bit about
whether
what that means.
It should happen or it should not.
And what happens
or
after you break the code.
You broke girl code. Girl code has been broken.
Okay.
All right. So when we talk about dating the ex, immediately you're like, no, this that was Karen's boo. I ain't going to date Karen's boo.
Right.
Like, he's off limits at that point. However, I mean, if it was a relationship in which was, let's say, 10 years ago, right? Like,
and I only dated him. Let's just put a scenario together. I dated my boo for 6 months. Okay. Now, I confided in Tiffany that everything was on the up and up. It's just, after 6 months, it kind of died out.
No. Intimacy,
Intimacy problems were wonderful. It was great.
Okay.
Now I'm confiding all of this in. So now we're using this scenario that she knew. Who was? She may not know like a picture. Now I might have showed you a picture 10 years ago, what he looked like.
He looked different.
He looked good, and I confided in my girl about things that happened in the bedroom. So now we're gonna fast forward 10 years now. You meet him.
Because the pool is small.
the pool is small.
The lake has plenty of fish, but apparently it's all the same fish.
It's all the same. Right.
I don't know if that would be... I would have to say no. I'm not breaking girl code on that one.
So break it down. You meet him online. Because that's how you're going to meet
I'm going to meet him online, and, I may recognize him, and because, you and I were friends back then, and this was someone that she dated for a couple of months. She was obviously, intimate with. It did not work for whatever reason, but Karen is my girl. I am not going to, at that point, make a decision to pursue something with him. I know who he is. It's not like...
But you tell me you saw him...
Girl, yes, I'm taking screenshots. And I'm saying, hey, look at this message that he sent to me. He's still whack. Look at him.
Okay.
Like, I'm not going to break girl code on that.
You're not gonna break it.
However, if you really think about it and dive a little bit deeper, let's say in this situation, I never saw a picture of him. I never met him.
Okay.
How would I know, right?
Right.
If I don't know, of course, it's nothing that I could, I can compare to and say, hey, I'm going to proceed with caution, or I'm going to make a decision not to do it. But let's put a flip on it and let's say, hey, Karen, let me show you this new boo thing. Took me out to the restaurant, deep conversation. Here's a picture of him. This is what he looks like.
Okay.
At that point, what? Let's say shoe on the other foot. What would you do? Your friend shows you a photo. This is somebody who you used to date.
Right.
How are you going to react?
I would, in girl code status, you have to stick true to your girl. I would tell her. I would say, I dated him like 10 years ago. So I would tell her, we dated for 6 months. Things were good. We just panned out. Things, went separate ways. Now, here's the trick question for us girls. Would I force her not to pursue that friendship? Now, it's been 10 years. Could I tell her that? Now, is that deep enough for me to say that I don't think that you should date him? Should I, and I had nothing negative about the brother. So do I flip it and go negative? Oh, no, you don't want to do that. He does this, and this. Or do I say, it was 6 months. It really didn't mean anything.
And it was some time ago. It was some time ago. I dated him. What you gonna do?
Right.
What you gonna do?
But in the back of my mind, girls, you know, every time she said she out on a date with him.
You out with him? He took me there too.
Right. So whether, you know, we say we okay with it, are we ever okay with our girls dating an ex?
And being that friend that I am, I don't think I'm going to be... I don't think that I would want to pursue something knowing that even if I didn't know in the beginning, now that I know that you dated.
Right.
I don't know if I want to pursue that because then it makes it awkward.
It does.
The truth of the matter is we are recycling. Like, look, we're recycling clothes, we recycle plastic bottles, we recycling men, right? But I don't know if I willingly would do it knowing that my friend has dated that individual. Now, a situation where I may not think too much about it could be, I met so-and-so at a party and we just kind of talked on the phone a couple times. It was nothing serious. Girl, go for it. That to me, it's like, okay, it wasn't deep. You weren't interested. You guys just kind of had a meeting. It was not this full-on relationship. When there are feelings, when you have invested time and you're supposed to be my girl... I don't know.
Don't break the code.
Don't know.
Don't break that code.
However, I got a scenario for you.
Okay.
So, your friend who was dating someone, at the time you were around, you knew them as a couple. Years later, you run across him that was dating your girl, and he lets you know he's interested in you. What do you do? Proceed with caution.
Now, are they together?
They're not together anymore, but they had a significant relationship. They were together for some time. They even had a child together.
Oh, yeah.
Baby daddy said he always had eyes for you.
And they're all gone. They've both gone their separate ways.
They've gone their separate ways. They're no longer.
But Tiffany, they still have a strong connection.
They do, and you knew them as a couple. Yes. This was your girl. You guys, you have seen them in the element with each other. They have produced a whole baby together. Yeah. I mean,
so you gonna show up to the dinner, a couple's dinner, and you bringing him from the past.
Would you even ask your friend? Are you okay if I date?
Are you secretly going to think about that you can see what it is, or test it out?
I don't want to test it. Can I get a receipt? Can I get a return to sender? I don't want it.
I would tell him, appreciate that. That's fine.
Messy.
But that's a little messy.
I feel like that's messy. I feel like, now this is the thing. Just because you are a girlfriend of the girlfriend doesn't mean that he may not think that you're attractive, may try to hook you with one of his friends, think that you're cool, etc. But to me, it's just like, well, I knew you as a couple. I knew you as my friend's significant other. Right. I don't know if I can get past.
And if we are girls, I'm pretty sure I know
details
that I'm not sure I want to
negative
discuss. And even if I had, let's flip it a little further. If I had some attraction to him, you are still my girlfriend.
Exactly.
That is just a code that you cannot get past.
I don't care how happy you are in your new relationship. I would not do that to my friend.
Right.
I would not do that to my friend.
Right.
That to me, I think, is girl code 101. That ain't your friend.
Right.
That's your enemy. No, not gonna do it. That's messy.
That's
messy boots. We not doing that in 2018. No messy boots over here.
No.
But
girl code is strong.
Girl code is strong.
There's so many other aspects of girl code.
It is. There's so many things that you may make a decision on, yay, or automatically you already know you don't do that to your girl. That's something that just you don't get past, and you should understand that. If you don't, you probably ain't got no friends. But there are just certain things that you understand that you would do,
and not do,
right?
And not do.
Yes.
So it's the same thing. Girl code, sister code. Because if you had best girlfriends, they like your sisters, so you wouldn't date your sister's ex. So definitely not date your. No.
That's nasty. So let's talk about this. When does girl code apply to say you are going to date the ex, you are not going to date the ex? There are so many different factors that would say, no,
right,
not going to happen.
Also factors that I don't think girl code should come into play.
And there's conversations that can happen, right?
Right.
So I think the time frame, like if we're talking about somebody who your girl dated back in college, when she was going through her discovery phase, someone who they were like in puppy love, like because they grew up around the way, somebody from high school. If it is, you know, many moons ago, and she in a whole happy marriage at this point with her man, and she is just like, girl, he was just that was so long ago. Like I feel like depending on when it happened would help determine if
I totally agree with that, because if I had, you know, my high school sweetheart, you know, we dated all through high school, fine, you know, went away, we still, and here's a good one, girls, we're still friends. Say we're still friends, but we're not dating. We've dated other people, we've, you know, maybe married, divorced, kids, but we're still keeping contact here and through the social media channels of Facebook and all of that.
He comes over for a cookout, your friend meets him, then what?
And you know what? I'm fine with that.
Okay.
I am so good with that, because we're talking about a time frame of high school sweethearts, even though we're still friends.
Right.
And you come over for a cookout and he meets Tiffany. The girl code to me does not apply. And some of you guys out there be like, no, it's still your ex.
He tells you, you know, who's that over there? Are you pushing him over there to maybe go meet Tiffany?
Okay, I may not be doing a little bit like that.
Okay.
I set the setting, and if, you know, I'm looking across the, you know, the yard and you guys are talking, and I'm okay with that. Okay. Because for one, there is time apart. There's, you know, high school or college.
You're not campaigning.
I'm not campaigning,
but you're okay if it happens.
And I'm also not blocking.
Okay, no blocking.
So I'm okay with that. I don't think the girl code applies to that. Now, it's different if, you know, we're still friends and we still, you know, he's coming into town and things are a little heated when he comes into town, and then he comes to a cookout. Okay, that may be a girl code that I can't do, because there's still some type of
relationship. There's something going on. And so then it's kind of like, okay, what are we? We need to figure this out, but my friends are off limits at the same time.
Right.
That's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen.
So duration could also play, I think, a factor into deciding whether you are going to yay or nay. Like if this was somebody who, or I guess how deep it was when you were dating someone. I mean, did we just have a couple of conversations and decide that this wasn't going to work and it fizzled out? Or did we have a whole relationship that may have resulted in years' time? You met my parents, I met your parents. We may have had a whole baby together. I mean, we could have decided to get married. Like, I guess how significant or, you know, how long we were together could make a difference on whether or not you're going to proceed. If it was just somebody that my girlfriend was chatting it up with, she met in the club one night, you know, obviously he's attractive, got swag, and then it just didn't work, to me, that's like an acquaintance. I will still run it past my friend if I'm aware that she dated him, but I don't feel like I would not be able to proceed in dating him.
But if she tells you, either scenario, okay, she wasn't interested in him, but now you are, and she says, I'm not comfortable with that. But you really like Boo.
But hold on. So there may be something deep to that. She may say, Tiffany, I'm not comfortable with you proceeding with him because he's trifling. And I'm looking out for you. I know him because we talked, and that's why we stopped talking. Guess what? I'm going to take her words with every piece of wisdom.
But you haven't seen that side of him.
What
you have seen, or could she just be saying that not to let you pursue him? It could be.
I mean,
both
it could
ways.
be. It could be that she does not.
Because when she was talking to him, he wasn't.
You know,
trifling.
But she does have an insider perspective that I don't have. Like, I would have to make a decision. Like, do I go against my friend and then be secretive about who it is that I'm dating because I don't want her to know that I didn't take her words of advice? That to me, I think you have to weigh, like, what is important. Like, is he that possibility that important, or is your friend important? Is your friend hating on you, or is your friend really trying to give you wisdom that you may not necessarily see at this point? I mean, you have to think about all those things. I would proceed on my friends are very important to me. Like, the people who are in my circle, I know is coming from love. Okay. And so if we have had that conversation and she told me no, you know what? It's the forbidden fruit. I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to bite the apple. Okay. That ain't what. Well, but I think you do have to consider those things.
You do, because it's a balance, you know, because it could be very well that she may just
go
be
left,
saying that, and versus just not wanting to, because she's not with them. She doesn't want her girls to be with them. So, like I said, a lot of scenarios
all these fish out in the sea. Let me tell you, somebody done dated them. They all being recycled. They are all being recycled. You just don't know by who or when.
But once you know,
then what you gonna do? Decision? What you gonna do? Girl, yay or nay? Girl code. Girl code.